I woke up at the crack of dawn, made myself some fried brown eggs, stared at it for several seconds before deciding I didn't want it. I only like white eggs. So, Sonic fans, specifically the ones that came after the movie, you may have noticed the growing appreciation us older fans have been having when it comes to lore fixing in this series. To the point that one of my first videos on this channel was about the lore and the approach. Stuff like Tails Tube and the prologue animation has been incredible breaths of fresh air for us. I imagine that many of you fans would be very confused about why this is so important to us. Well, if you were a Sonic fan during our era, whether it's me from the 2000s or the ones before me from the 1990s, Sonic's lore has been very messy to say the least. And what better character to talk about how messy things have been than Blaze the cat? We have her story rather simplified now. She's the princess of the Soul Dimension, always has been. But did you know that there was a time where we didn't even know whether Blaze was even part of that dimension? Enter Sonic 06. This game. What a game. I'm one to defend 06 storyline, as plot heavy as it is, but that doesn't mean they didn't goof up hard with this one. For a bit of Sonic Team backstory, Blaze's first appearance was in Sonic Rush way back in 2005. Yes, the same year as Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm just as confused as you are, which means we already had a game to let us establish Blaze's lore before 06 came out. This was the game that created the story of Blaze being from another dimension, a princess in that dimension sent to Sonic's dimension to retrieve the Soul Emeralds and return back to her home. It's a simple story, right? Nope. In 06's story, Blaze is introduced in this game in the far dystopian future with Silver the Hedgehog. She's stated to be Silver's friend and takes a sort of caretaker role to the Hedgehog, having a sort of elder sibling mentality. Doesn't this raise a few eyebrows immediately? This character is supposed to be a princess from another dimension. She has her own world to defend. What is she doing in Sonic's world? Let alone why is she in the far future of that world? This never gets explained at all throughout the course of the game. The first instinct is obvious, right? She must be trying to look out for the future as some favor from Sonic, right? Except, no. She doesn't even recognize Sonic in this game. And before any of you mention that she does know who Sonic is because of this one line.
So that blue hedgehog's the ableist trigger?
Blue hedgehog.
1. That could mean anything. 2. Hate to burst your bubble, but that's a mistranslation. The original Japanese scripts say that Silver was saying naive hedgehog instead of blue hedgehog, with Blaze repeating it back because she finds it strange to hear Silver say that when he himself is an insanely naive hedgehog. Basically, in neither story does Blaze recognize Sonic, but both these stories are canon. What? So of course, us Sonic fans tried to pick up the pieces. We had to land on what game came first. For a good while, we landed on 06 being first. We thought this because the scene where she quote-unquote dies is actually stated to be her getting sealed into another dimension, presumably the Soul Dimension. 06 also ends in a time reset, so maybe the reset made her lose her memories like it did for everyone else. So 06 is actually a prequel of Rush, even behaving as a sort of origin story for Blaze, and how she's from the Soul Dimension. That's what we figured. We didn't feel the need to research into it any further. Guess what happens next? She remembers Crisis City. Oh my god. Okay, this doesn't have to dent our answer too much. She didn't interact with Sonic at all during 06. Maybe enough time has passed for her to forget about him. Wait, she remembers Crisis City, a dystopian future that no longer exists, but doesn't remember Silver, who used to call that dystopian future home? You know what? Maybe I should go and recheck 06. I could be missing something here.
The living flame that has been entrusted to the royal family. Fall into slumber with a royal soul.
So this cutscene we all kind of just ignored because, you know, Blaze said she could absorb Iblis because her powers are already imbued with flames. This removes it being an origin story then. Blaze had to have come from the Soul Dimension at first. They never answered this. Sega and Sonic Team have completely dodged what was Blaze's actual storyline here.
Was she always royalty or not? If she was, what was she doing in Sonic's world? Why doesn't she remember Sonic from either game? Why doesn't she remember Silver when she remembers his future in that game?
Aside from where did Blaze even begin, 06 and Rush has power scaling errors. Let's start with Rush. Sonic Rush establishes a very important trait about Blaze. She is Sonic's equal. And when I mean equal, I mean this is the closest the franchise has ever given of a character that has the exact same stat spread as Sonic. These two are confirmed to be on the same power level, largely due to their fight. With this boost clash further confirming that these two characters have similar strength, you can apply transitive property, right? If these two are equal and have equal strength, then they should have equal speed. I'm not arguing that Blaze is as fast as Sonic, obviously he's the fastest thing alive, but you can see where the logic comes from. Then all of a sudden, for every game after 06 released, Blaze has been tagged as a power type. Not a speed type, not a fly type, but a power type. When she's as fast as Sonic, it feels like the most deliberate way of saying that she's blatantly the strongest character among the heroes. More chaos when this tweet was made by the creator of Sonic saying that Blaze still had the power of the Sun God within her. Maybe that's where the power type is coming from. Yeah, I mean, I guess that explains it. Oh wait, it doesn't. That Sun God doesn't exist anymore. The new write-ups of Blaze's bio pretends 06 doesn't happen, making it clear Blaze has always been part of the Soul Dimension. So it feels like a sort of soft reboot has happened, with 06 being less acknowledged with time. In a way, Sega did fix things. Sure, it's through retcon and not an actual explanation, but it's one less thing to think about. Yeah, Blaze's lore is a little bit too chaotic. As for the power scaling issues I brought up with her, I actually have a separate video planned for that in the future, going much deeper into this.
So, new Sonic fans, what do you think? Maybe you guys can give a better explanation? Or maybe Sega themselves can spot this video and realize they need to add this in their checklist of lore things that they need to fix up. As for now, hope you enjoyed the quick history lesson. See ya!